So exactly what is that in particular?
That's a camera.
I know that's a camera.
It's a little thing.
It's a DJI Osmo Pocket.
DJI Osmo Pocket?
Osmo Pocket.
As in it should fit in your pocket?
Yes.
I have an iPhone. It doesn't do that.
I have an iThing.
An iThing, yeah. I got an iPad, which
we can start now.
I haven't figured out yet.
Welcome to the lighter side of the dark side. It's your weekly freak show here on Renegade Radio, as well as, speaking of Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you're listening to us, YouTube. It's the Dark Mark Show. I'm Dark Mark, the goth comedian. Unfortunately, the chair to me is empty because it just flipped over for some reason.
I was going to say, is it we're celebrating genteel
streamlining.
Yeah, Hannah is Hannah, my usual co-host, is not here today.
Hannah was doing an impersonation of me, usually running late.
Right.
So we've switched. Yeah, we've switched roles today. So Hannah can be late. It's okay if we are late. It's not okay if our periods are late.
Okay? Right. Now, by the way, all that sassy talk was courtesy of Rotten Kitty.
Hi, kids.
And we love Rotten Kitty.
Stop.
Comedian, actress, burlesque dancer, musician, I'm finding out.
Yeah.
I went on your MySpace page, all sorts of things.
Yeah, that's what I always do.
You know what? I was surprised when you had sent me that link because I was, first off, sorry, I don't know what's on there. It's years old. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That is really scary.
Yeah, that's where I pulled the picture from.
That's a scary thought.
And I think I actually met this guy on MySpace back in the day.
MySpace, oh yeah.
Here he is.
Ooh.
I gotta adjust this camera for a second.
Yeah, because I'm probably reflecting too much here.
No, it's not that. It's just
there's no reflection.
I want to make sure to see what I'm doing, but
when does that ever stop me?
Exactly, but that's Cleve Hall talking, and as I said, I met you back in the MySpace days.
Yeah,
and I'm while I do this with the camera, and Cleve, as you know, Monster Man, Sci-Fi, Monster Maker. We got all sorts of stuff to talk about. There's a lot of things I'm finding out about you that I didn't know before. I didn't know.
And plenty you're not going to find out, too.
Yeah, but anyway.
Well, no, I have a broken self-edit, as I said. So.
No, and that's good. But let me tell you something, Kitty. The best Halloween parties in town, I've been to quite a few of those. There he is. Monster Man, Cleve Hall, at Cleve Hall's house. He spares no expense. Real quick, our sponsors, go to audibletrial.com/DMS for audibletrial.com/DMS. I'm talking too fast again.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to remember that.
He's trying to squeeze it all in.
Yeah.
You get a free book, 2 free Audible originals, including the Alien 3, written by William Gibson, and a 30-day trial to Audible. Go to Doomy's Home Cooking if you're in L.A.
Doomy!
Culver City or Toronto, the best vegan food you've ever had. You know Phil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is you have been called the Goth Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, that's because my TV show, Monster Man on Sci-Fi Channel, one of the weird things about it was that all these kids started watching it, and they're really into it. And I go to a lot of conventions, not so many now, but like for a couple of years it was every weekend,
right,
all over the country. And I would meet these wonderful kids who come up, and they're so smart and so talented. A little 7-year-old girl in Pittsburgh brings us evil clown puppet she had sculpted and cast herself, 7 years old, and it was crude, but I got this 7 years old with her hands.
Well, that's
and
great.
To me, inspiring a new generation of children to create art with their hands and to love monsters is the best legacy you could leave. But I've now got all these kid fans and stuff, so it's kind of like I'm the Goth Mr. Rogers. And
right.
I think every kid should have a role model who wears eyeliner and drives a hearse, in my opinion.
I've seen the hearse.
I believe it. I'll buy into that.
I saw the new one. You were working
now.
on it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm just about to paint it. It's running out. It's getting it to stop. That's the issue. So I'm doing the rear brakes now. But yeah, it's almost there. It's
right.
It's 1961 SNS Victoria. Her name is Ursula.
I was just going to ask you what's her name.
She's gorgeous. She's beautiful.
Do hearses have to have a name?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, they don't have to, but they get them.
Kids.
Yeah, I don't know one that doesn't have a name. Like Lydia, she has Dusty and all.
Yeah.
Right. Now, and you also won Emmy Awards, I think, for Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yeah. No, I didn't win it. I got nominated for it, but the Summer games, Pan Am Summer Games or something won. People jumping around in unitards, excuse me, won over Yo Gabba Gabba, but that's okay. It was nice
You just
being
wanted
nominated.
an excuse to say the word tard in any form that you could. That's not okay,
but
Cleve.
just go half tard.
Yeah, you can go full tard, half tard. You just can't say...
Depends on the time of day for me.
You can't say tard again.
I know, I'm not being politically correct.
Now, when you showed up at the Emmys, how did what was the reaction?
Didn't show up. I didn't go. That was in New York, I think. It cost a ton of money to go to that.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's like I would have had to know I was winning before I would show up in that and say, because nobody wants the camera to flick over to my disappointed look.
I know that'd be quite a meme though.
Yeah. And no, it would have been cool stuff, but yeah, it was extremely expensive to go to the Emmys. Yeah.
Right. I was reading now. You're from Florida, which I didn't know.
Yes, I'm from Jacksonville, Florida.
Now, is this lore or is this real? On Wikipedia, it says you lived right next to a graveyard.
Not only did we live next to the graveyard, we owned it. The Riverside Memorial Park. Yeah, it's a huge cemetery, very pretty.
You're from a family of morticians.
No, we just owned the cemetery. We weren't really morticians.
Just enthusiasts.
My great-grandfather had built it and drained the whole area, because if you know anything about Florida, you go down one deep, you're in the water.
Oh, sure.
So they drained the whole area, everything. It's a beautiful cemetery, beautiful statues from Italy, and I have a family crypt there, which everybody's in. And my plan there is, whenever I kick it, is I'm going to knock out the wall. There's a little wall partition between two of them. I'm going to have a double-wide coffin, and I'm going to have
Nice.
Passion of Lovers playing on nonstop loop, from and then the epitaph, fuck them if they can't take a joke. That's my plan.
Yeah, well, that's a good plan. Well, it's nice to have connections.
Well, yeah. No, it helps to be a member of the the group.
I don't think Forest Lawn will let you do that or wherever else. No. But I also, because I was not aware of a lot of stuff, and I've been researching. I just knew he was the creepy guy at the goth club for his film.
Yeah,
and then it's like, no, that's Monster Man. And then I found out about the series and found out what you did.
I don't make a big deal out of things because I'm kind of don't like tooting my own horn. It just feels funny.
Can I toot your horn? I was excited because I saw, in association with your name this afternoon, Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh, yeah.
That was wonderful.
What's the story? Yeah, well, I beat you to it. Fourth wall.
No, that was wonderful. Pee-wee's Big Adventure, it was like, that was Tim Burton's first film, and that was like 1985, I believe. And they were looking for the scene at the end with the chase through the Warner Brothers, looking for a Godzilla-like suit. And I think Steve Johnson told them, well, I know somebody's got one, me. And he referred them to me. And then they said, well, we need another one, a flying creature. And I said, well, I've got a King Ghidorah suit also, because these were back in Florida. I had made these when I was younger.
Right.
So I had them shipped out, and I played Godzilla. Could have died that day, and I would not have cared, because I've been stomping on tanks, fighting King Ghidorah, and running into Twisted Sister's car.
Right.
And it's wonderful being a Godzilla on screen. That's a huge. I love Godzilla. In case you have not noticed.
Oh no, that's fine with me.
Love him. It's like,
well, let me ask you a question, because I've asked this of a couple other guests that are big Godzilla fans. Why can't America make a decent Godzilla movie?
I like the new one.
I haven't seen the new one. I haven't seen the new one.
The new one's good. I mean, the story-wise, it's like, then that's what the critics are painting it for, is like this human story is just kind of lame, and it's not the greatest. Could have been better, but who cares? You want to see monsters open a can of whoop-ass on each other.
Right.
And that's what this film has. And it has Godzilla, it has Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah in it. The four big favorites.
Okay.
Just to see them done, and see Godzilla get that respect, it's important.
So
Plus,
they finally did it right.
Well, the big thing about this one is that Brad McCreary did score to it, but he used the original themes from Akira Ifukube, which is part of the thing of Godzilla. Is like no other character in popular characters probably is recognized by his theme song as maybe James Bond would be the only other one.
Or Batman.
Godzilla. When you hear that
Panther.
music, you know it's a Godzilla. And to hear that music again, okay, I cried. I lost it. I'll tear it up in there when they started playing that music, because it's beautiful. Ifukube was a genius and stuff.
Right.
And he created Godzilla's roar also by just rubbing a resin-coated glove across the contrabass strings and got that sound.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yep. That's how he got the weird noise.
Wow.
But, there's magic in those films. It's like whenever the Egyptians showed the old films, or the old Hammer movies, or the old Edgar Allan Poe's with Vincent Price, there's magic in those movies that will never be repeated.
Right.
To see them again on a big screen and hear the pops and stuff with the soundtrack, and stuff, that just takes me back to my youth growing up in Jacksonville at the Murray Hill Theater every weekend watching these movies. In fact, they're wonderful.
And you had built the Godzilla suit for what?
Well, that Godzilla suit was actually the third one I'd done. The first one I did in '76 was as an amateur. I had gotten in, I was doing stop motion animation first, doing little models and stuff, and I was really into that and the whole Ray Harryhausen thing.
Yeah.
And I was in high school, and I went. My best friend, the late Steve Sleep, he and I used to every day go home from school and build stuff and animate them in the garage. And then one day we decided to build, using those techniques, build a big suit. So we did a Godzilla, won a costume contest at a convention in Houston, then took flag over Texas, wanted one, and I think I was still a junior in high school, and I was already doing this stuff.
Right.
And the one that's in Pee-wee is the third one I had made, because that one we did a sculpted head and everything and got it right. And then the King Ghidorah, we used those actually. We did like a show with a symphony orchestra in Jacksonville. They did a Star Wars concert, and we had the monsters show up, and they did music to that. I think Holst the Planets, and we did our on-stage monster fight with explosions and stuff.
Those were the days.
It was fun stuff.
As soon as you said Holst the Planets, I was
I know. Look at that smile. Look at that.
I do love classical.
Me
you
too,
should know
yeah.
this about me. Holst the Planets, and then Adams is a U.S. composer, and he actually had written Pluto after the planet. Anyway, you don't need to know this. You can look.
But we
it
also
up.
I like to use Prokofiev's Enemy Gods, which is a great one for a monster brawl. But yeah, we did that, and then I had them stored actually after I left L.A. I had them stored at the museum, the planetarium that we used to perform at, because we used to do cosmic concerts. Mm-hmm. Every 3 shows every weekend or every Friday night and Saturday night, and those were great because we do live blacklight puppetry, all kinds of stuff in a planetarium with the stuff projected, spin the stars real fast so you get people to throw up and play rock music and stuff. Yeah. It was great, and it was fun and stuff. And I created those shows. I loved doing those. Each one was like 40 minutes long, and it had like 4 sections in it. We'd end off with a giant puppet at the end, like 5 operators like Chernobog from Night on Bald Mountain, and then with that was our little fright music show. And we did those before, I got out to L.A., and I'm thinking, I'm going to learn all these professional things and what they're doing out here. Well, because everything I made back in Jacksonville was made out of mattress foam. What I found out when I got here and opened my book the first day was, you do foam fabrication. Bam, I was hired. I did not know it was considered a specialty out here, and that's what I've been doing now for 40 years, is fabricating things out of foam. And it's
the same thing, right?
It is. It's like 2 of it. There used to be the foam gods back in the 80s when there was so much work. Right. Now there's about 2 of us left, Bill Bryan and I, still doing it. Robert Miller. Yeah.
We'll talk about the CGI and all that.
Yeah, that CGI thing.
I'm going to have to be honest, and I know I've said this before, but I'm not a huge fan of CGI. I think there's a romance in puppeteering and puppet strings.
There's something about having it there live, for one thing. But here's my take on it.
If you're stuck in a good storyline, it doesn't matter.
CGI to me is a good enhancement for a practical effect, but should never replace it. And because what that does is it takes out the how do they do that aspect, and that takes out the magic. Right. And that's it. Like, because I think of Valley of Gwangi, when the cowboys are roping the Tyrannosaurus, the old Harryhausen film in the 60s. Yeah. That's beautiful. You just don't even know where the real rope ended and the fake animated one ended up. It was just amazing how he did that stuff.
You're so ensconced in the story.
Magic.
I love that.
Well, it has a dimension that CGI doesn't quite have yet. Yeah. Although, it's...
They're getting close.
Legendary's done some good stuff. It depends. Like the Spider-Man 2, the Doc Ock Spider-Man fight is amazing. Yeah. Because it has impact and it has weight. So many things that are CGI, like that 2005 King Kong, he's flying all over the place. Like he's weightless, and sliding around on the ice on his butt. Oh, cutesy. That's not Kong. I'm sorry. But, the Clash of the Titans remake was really good. Like those big crabs or whatever, when they smashed stuff, you almost felt the shaking.
I don't know. I gotta disagree with that.
I love the original.
To
be fair, I didn't see the new one, so I have to be fair. I did not see the new one.
It's got some really good stuff.
Well, you know, but you're the expert. You know better than I do. But
that one wasn't one of Harryhausen's best. That was his last film. Yeah, I'm a big Harryhausen.
I love how you said it. You're like, it wasn't Harryhausen's best.
Well, it wasn't, because he did it from MGM, and all the other ones had been for Columbia, and all the Sinbad, Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, and all the really classic ones.
I love Sinbad.
Yeah, that and Jason and the Argonauts, the ones he had done, and then Valley of Gwangi and First Men in the Moon. And so when he did Clash of the Titans, it's kind of a mess because it mixes so many different myths together. Because first of all, Pegasus did not fight with what's his name, the guy,
Perseus.
Perseus. It actually was.
Keep thinking Harry
Pegasus,
Hamlin.
Harry Hamlin with a term.
That was weird. That big close up of his face. Yeah. No, he fought the Chimera with Bellerophon, and Perseus had little winged shoes, but I guess that wouldn't have been as interesting.
See, but then you have Archimedes, and I don't even know how they did Archimedes, and that was like the cutest little...
You mean Bubo?
Was it Bubo? Yeah.
Yeah, Bubo, yeah.
I'm mixing up my owls.
That was thrown in to be like an R2-D2 thing back in the 70s one, but they make a joke about it in the new one.
Oh, do they?
Oh, they pick him up and said, "Don't bring that; it's worthless."
Well, I have a soft spot for Clash of the Titans because for some reason when I was like I think 6th grade, because we were studying mythology, like they show Clash of the Titans in class.
Yeah.
And there's like, boobs and stuff. And everybody was just, just about ready to, just prepubescent and really like, when the boobs came on screen, everybody started.
Oh, right.
We
That's
didn't
the
get
one
boobs.
person that showed rear. Yeah, well.
I think there's a little
we had an edit.
A little hiney too.
We had like overprotective parents, so they all like pre-edited the.
Well, they slunk it in there very
selection.
subtly. They had her getting out of the bath and Judy Balker from the back.
Yeah.
In the original, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't censor this, so it was really weird.
Yeah.
So when
I don't always agree that crack kills. It depends what kind of crack.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Hammer did it. I mean, look at their Hammer and their cleavage. I was like,
I saw some crack coming down here. Somebody, like their sweatpants were real.
Sorry, I'll pull them.
No, not you.
Sorry.
No, this is on just driving here. When you show up in the Godzilla outfit, what does Tim Burton think?
Oh, he loved it, absolutely. In fact, he liked the way I looked because I had my goth hawk up and all that stuff when I got there.
Oh, the goth hawk.
Yeah, and he put actually in the film, right before the Godzilla scene, the first shot of his foot hitting the tank, there's 2 cuts of the sleigh, or no, it's not the sleigh yet. It's the I think it's the sleigh. Yeah, the sleigh and the boat going by, and you see me on the right hand side as myself.
Right.
And he just stuck me in the scene.
Oh, that's right. You were like one of the bikers or something.
No, I was just I was a guy standing there talking to somebody as a background extra. Just because he liked.
Would that be
like the way I looked,
Would that be considered an Easter egg?
I guess. I don't know.
Depending on who's watching.
It's on your IMDb as uncredited.
Oh, it says a biker thing. I'm not one of the bikers.
No.
Yeah, but I am Godzilla in that. But yeah. No, that was fun because we shot the scene over it, and I ran into a wall at the end of it, and then I guess Dee Snider found out that Godzilla was going to be in it, wanted to be in it, so they redid it with him.
Yeah.
And that was good. He was very, very cool.
Yeah, at that point, whatever Dee Snider says, Dee Snider.
Dee Snider's cool. He's very underrated as a singer.
He seems like he'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I like him a lot. But his thing at the when the PRMC thing testified is amazing.
No, he's great. He's great.
It's a chipperboard.
He's an underrated singer, but at that point, he was like. That's when he was at his peak.
Yeah, he was great. Very polite, very hilarious.
Pre-leader of the pack. That's when that.
I think polite is definitely underrated.
Well, that's something like like Marilyn Manson, somebody who's like whenever he's he's got somebody. I've seen him on Bill Maher's or whatever. Some Christian person who would not let him get a word in, and he would just very politely finally said, like I've read the Bible, I've also read The Cat in the Hat. I thought both were good books, and that was just a very polite response. Nothing insulting.
And actually, speaking of Dee Snider and being the horror movie aficionado.
He's big with
Strangeland.
That's a great movie.
Is underrated and very influential.
Very cool.
There's no Saw without Strangeland.
Right. I was very squeamish because it's very much a modern, primitive thing. But
it's torture porn and Saw were basically born from that movie.
I do like Saw. It's had some fun stuff.
Yeah.
I like the 2 of them actually because the second one kind of answers a lot of questions from the first one and has a nice ending to it.
Right.
I heard there was a third one, but I got
no. There's like 10 of them.
Oh, really? Another franchise?
Saw 3D, Carrie always comes back. But
I'm not the biggest. Now, I will say, I'm not the biggest thing on blood and gore. It does pay the rent.
And by the way, they're going to reboot Saw. And Chris Rock is writing and directing it.
Okay, I love Chris Rock, but when they say reboot Saw, didn't Saw just
What's
start?
What's the difference between a reboot and a remake? I know, so did Cabin Fever, and they've already rebooted
No, they did Jigsaw, and that failed. So now they're going to do a reboot of the reboots.
So I think, is a reboot just basically taking what exists and then just building on it, and a remake is like no, we really think a lot of ourselves.
A remake is like we're doing the same plot.
We're one remake.
A reboot is we're kind of doing the same plot, but it's a little different.
Well, they did that with Friday the 13th, and it was really bad.
Isn't there? Can't we just decide that we should be original?
Like we're going back to.
I think that's a good idea.
I like it.
Like reboot is like we're going back to 1. Like Batman Begins is a reboot.
Which is like,
Casino
why
Royale
do we?
is a
reboot.
Right,
yeah.
This is like somebody who has a serious ego problem. That's like, no. I think my vision should hold the day. I think the world needs to see.
Well, that's
my
what Chris
vision.
Rock. Chris Rock's like, everybody needs.
I'll
to
let
see
him do whatever he wants to do.
There's one that I guess Dawn of the Dead was a remake in a way, but that was amazing. I love the remake of Dawn of the Dead.
But that was a remake. That wasn't
the original.
Yeah.
I love that film.
I think I would say probably I like it just as much as the original.
At least as much as it. Yeah, that was one of few. That was a rare occasion where it was very good.
was it Dawn of the Dead? It was either the remake Dawn of the Dead or Dawn of the Dead 2. And I remember they were supposed to have some big outdoor scene, and I was working at Playmates of Hollywood at the time, and a casting agent.
Really?
Yeah, the casting agent came in and offered us, hey, would you like to be extras in Dawn of the Dead?
Well.
At the time, I knew very little about horror or anything like that, and all I kept thinking, I looked at the address on the sheet, and it was like way out in further than I had ever driven before. And I looked at my gal pal at the time. I was like, well, do you want to come with me? And the guy looked at me and goes, no, just you. And I thought, I freaked out, and I was like, I can't do that drive by myself. And then my friend got pissed because she wanted to do it. She knew she wanted to be in Bruce Campbell movie, and I just didn't. I was too scared. I was just too.
Bruce Campbell. So you're talking about Evil Dead.
Was it Evil Dead? Yeah. It was probably Evil Dead.
Yeah, because the third one was shot here. That was Army of Darkness. I did the horse's armor on that.
You want to know something? I do that all the time, especially with 7 and 12 Monkeys, and I'll say 7 Monkeys.
Well, that's fine. No, it's just like Return of the Living Dead.
So you could have been one of the in Army of Darkness.
It may have been Evil Dead.
Or whatever.
Well, that's the third Evil Dead movie. This Universal released it, and they didn't want to use that name, so they used Army of Darkness.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Well, all I knew was that it was some big outdoor scene.
You must get this all the time, guys.
Well, yeah.
Like, we want you for this movie.
It's not always a movie.
I'm sure it's not. But you've done some acting.
I've done some. It was like I started as a child actor. I had like a Super Bowl commercial, and
I didn't know this.
Yeah, I peaked at 2.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the Super Bowl
This is all downhill. I think it was for Alcoa tinfoil. So that's
wow.
Yeah.
That really dates you. No, you're older than I thought.
I know.
Alcoa.
I was a baby. Baby.
Super Bowl commercials. They spent so much money on those.
They did, and it's funny because like when you get your yearly statement every year, your like Social Security statement, it shows these like 2 years where I made bank, and then just years and years and years of just. I guess I must have been in public school. I don't know.
Do you still get residuals?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
I don't think they're airing that commercial. I mean, really, is there anything other than Reynolds?
Those commercials with like the one where the guy's sitting in front of the mouse hole, and then the guy in a bad rat costume pounds through the wall and starts beating the crap out of him. I thought that was just genius.
That was great.
Simply genius.
We'd submitted.
So you were a child actor.
Yeah, that might explain the damage, but
that explains a lot.
Sorry.
Sorry. There's nothing to apologize about.
Yeah, no.
That explains why. That explains why I texted you yesterday, like, you want to come on the show? You're like, yeah, why not?
Because I was a child actor?
Yes.
Oh, fabulous.
The attention. You love the attention.
You know what? I think it's because you're excited at the fact that I'm sometimes available at the drop of a hat, so I can
sometimes.
Great.
Yeah. It's so because I'm so in demand.
Oh, well, you are. You are. Yeah.
Well, I should say spontaneous.
Well, you're doing.
I am so not spontaneous.
Well, I'm spontaneous.
No, I have I think that somebody had bought me a refrigerator magnet that said "Plan to be spontaneous tomorrow."
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. My thing is just I say yes before I talk myself out of things.
Right.
So you're a yes person,
and that's why I'm glad you're here. Yes.
Trouble.
Trust me, I know my guests. People are like, "How do you get these great guests?" I'm like, I just it's timing. I know when to get them. But was ReAnimator one of the first movies you ever worked on?
Oh no. The first movie I ever did was Nightmare, which was became well known because it was credited to Tom Savini for the effects, and he didn't do it, so he sued him. So they had to take his name off, and everybody's, well, who did all this? And it was me. And I was doing it in Florida at the time. That film we shot down in Cocoa Beach, near Cape
Well, that's got to be
Canaveral.
flattering at the time.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. Yeah, and it was a very bloody film, very fun. And then I ended up doing the Blu-ray when it came out, doing the commentary, and just bagged on everything. I like doing commentaries. But that was the first one. ReAnimator was something I had already been shooting, and I was working with Charlie Band at the time, doing Troll and Eliminators and Zone Troopers and all these films that were going to shoot in Italy.
I saw Troll.
Troll was on last night.
Troll or Troll 2? The Troll
2 is not really
the Sonny Bono.
Sonny is so sweet. He's so cool.
Julie Lee-Dreyfus, Michael Moriarty, Troll.
Yeah,
I just realized Sonny Bono's in Airplane.
Airplane 2. Not Airplane.
Was it Airplane 2?
Yeah.
Airplane 2, not the original.
Yeah. And Christopher Lee's in 79.
Yeah. But so you're doing you did a bunch of movies in Italy.
Yeah, well, the thing was we were working on those, and then Charlie picked up ReAnimator and put up the completion funds for it. So we came in and we shot that entire hospital ending in 4 days right before Christmas, and we were doing 20-hour days and stuff, and it was just nuts.
I can
we were
imagine.
delirious by the. Yeah, I wouldn't even go home. I just go over to like the club and then come back and pick up where I left off. You know, yeah, we were delusional.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it was the 80s too.
And then there was the dead cat scene, you know, which we had to redo the dead cat that somebody else had done. And there was three of us under the table, John Vulich and Gino Cardinale and I, and we had our monitor to look at, and we were watching the Three Stooges at the time, and just up there using the Captain Kangaroo School of Puppeteering, you know, okay, bam, 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 okay, yeah. It's still such a fun film. I had not read a script.
Well, I love ReAnimator.
Yeah, I made that, you know, worked my head, and it was like I didn't know what it was supposed to do until I got to the set, you know, and I'm like, oh, okay. That was a fun one, though. I mean, I did not realize it was a comedy because I had never even heard of that, and I'm a big Lovecraft fan. And I finally found the Herbert West stories, and they're actually funny. Lovecraft actually knew how to write a funny story.
Right.
I thought it was just funny.
It's an interesting sense of humor, but yes.
Yeah, it's good. But, I mean, that's like just a classic. They at least have not rebooted that, you know. Right. But, yeah, that was wonderful to work on.
And I was when I was doing my research, I was very surprised. Not surprised, but I was like, you've worked with Devo a lot.
Devo, yeah,
I love
great.
Devo.
Oh, wow.
I love Devo too, and Mark's they're all cool. But yeah, they wrote a song.
Did you design their outfits for like the comeback?
I didn't design the outfits. They had a design or something. I made them.
The blue ones with the thing?
Kind of bluish white things on their faces.
Yeah.
What we did do was the silver faces for the video, for the monster, and they wrote a song about me. So this is why I say, and nobody told me that they'd done this. And they're filming me at the time for my show, and I start hearing it, and I'm thinking, wait a minute. And I'm listening to the lyrics, and I'm thinking, they're thinking about me. And I start crying. I'm like, get the cameras off me. Get the cameras off me. That was so touching.
Devo wrote a song about you. That's amazing.
I have no bucket list. I have no Monster Man.
Monster Man.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm in the video. It's me in the Godzilla suit fighting Devo Man, which was Michael Sue. He was a Power Rangers stunt guy, and he and I met fighting on a pilot called Monster Smash, and we had such an instinct for being in these big kaiju suits and going at it that we fought all of our fights together. And so when we were doing the show,
gotta watch this video.
It was fun. Yeah, doing the fight. But
when did you meet Mark and the guys?
Let's see. The first time I met him was back on Captain EO back at the party. I think he came with Tony Basil.
Captain EO, the
Michael Jackson.
That Disneyland thing. Did you work on that?
No, but my friend did, so we went to the party together.
All right.
And that's when I met him the first time. But when I first started working on him, it's hard to say, 2011 maybe or something. I think they'd come out with... It was when they did the blue thing,
right?
The bluish kind of look things, because there've been a lot.
And you had Monster Man on the air at the time.
No, not yet.
You were working
no, I hadn't done that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, because I do stuff for like for Gene Simmons. I do his armor.
Yeah, I was going to say you've worked with a lot of different Sing Along Posse,
ICP, which still owes me money. You know,
hey guys, pay up.
Yeah, and Alice Cooper, I got to redo his Cyclops stuff. There's been a lot of really cool ones. Tenacious D's done a lot of stuff for them.
Oh, that's
I get these little sketches, you know, on a napkin.
Like the whole devil costume and stuff.
Yeah, actually, it was like we did a mushroom for. I think it was in the movie they used that, and a Bigfoot, and there was this. A lizard costume for Kyle because they made a mistake and it was supposed to be a wizard.
Right.
He came out looking like a lizard. They're funny, you know, and and the metal was one of the big ones.
Right.
It basically was a Rock'em Sock'em robot inspired by the door from Labyrinth. Is how I designed it.
Ah,
yeah.
So these people just give you an abstract idea like that, and you're
something
like,
like that. They'll give me a drawing on a napkin. That's
nice.
That's Jack's usual thing. Also, we do his outfits like when he goes to a premiere or something. Like he wanted for was it Tropic Thunder? He wanted something that was like he was in a thunder suit and his wife was in a tropic suit, which was all bananas and stuff.
Oh, that's great.
And we did that and airbrushed like lightning on his jacket and stuff. And yeah,
he
he's
seems
cool.
like he'd be a really good sport.
Yeah, he is. He's cool.
And you know, it was I actually saw this is a really horrible segue. I saw a Devo burlesque show once.
What?
And you've done burlesque. Were you in that one?
No, I've hosted burlesque. I just let you tell people I'm a burlesque dancer because it makes me sound so much cooler than I am.
You never danced burlesque?
Not publicly.
No.
You sure?
No, I'm not sure.
Well, I don't know. You were telling me like Paris is like, oh, I can't believe I've seen you with clothes on.
No, that was different. That was at a photo shoot. We were the reason that Parrish was surprised that he had seen me with clothes on because we were in his garage shooting this like. It was supposed to be this really bloody, gory. I think it was white trash.
Parrish is the club promoter. I know Cleve knows.
Yeah.
It was essentially like a white trash murder scene. So I think it was Parrish and Melody Gore and and we were his victims, and we were all chained up in his garage, and the lighting was and Karen Shao was taking the photography, and we just got all these really like gnarly. I mean, if you didn't know that we were laughing the whole time, you would think something seriously hard. Like MySpace kept taking the photos down just because they were like, basically we're.
And MySpace took nothing down.
No, we got. I don't know if they did, but I know that I got notices that they were going to like let law enforcement know that we had committed some heinous crime, and then. We decided,
you think?
Yeah, no, nobody's hurt. I'm still here. I'm sure people would have wished I was murdered in Parrish's garage, but no, I'm still here.
Yeah, well. Parrish is a different guy when he takes his boots off and he's like 5'9".
It was like, I don't know if you know this. Like Parrish has the most amazing. I forget what kind of car it is, but it is the most amazing, and he keeps it in such amazing condition. It's admirable. I've spoken to his mechanic. He takes very, very good care of his car.
Right.
Yeah.
But so Monster Man was you and your family.
Yeah, me and my family.
And how did that affect your family though?
Oh, made them a bunch of greedy assholes. No, not really. Not really. No, that was nothing really because it doesn't affect us. I don't know. It just doesn't. I never noticed even the cameras there.
Really?
It never bothered me. I could just not even zone them out. But the problem was the sound. That guy knew everything about us because we forgot we had these little mics on. And oh, my God. He heard things. Yeah. He's like, yeah, well, Sonia, she's trying to figure out if she's out of range yet. Hill's trying to planning to murder everybody and haven't found anything wrong with you yet.
Really, honestly, who isn't trying to plan a murder?
Yeah.
So this one wasn't bullshit. It wasn't like you guys, they gave you a script and you guys...
No, well, yeah.
I mean, sometimes they did.
But, like for the interview sections, that was most of that script. And there's certain things in there, and I think contractually I'm safe now.
Yeah.
I did not die in the Devo episode. I did not die. They edited it to make it seem like...
What, Devo killed you in the episode?
No, I'm in the monster suit, and I... fall down and they're saying, oh my God, he can't breathe and stuff. No.
Cut to commercial
break.
What
really happened was I tripped on my tail and fell over, and I thought, hey, I haven't been off my feet in 24 hours. I'm just going to lay here a few minutes while they get the shot ready, and I'm all comfortable in my suit and all. And yeah, they came back and I saw the episode and people are like, what's that thing that people blog or whatever to get something or other. Get glue. It's just people are crying. They think they think it was happening right then and there. This was shot 6 months ago. Yeah.
If you're a celebrity and people think you've died, you get that extra bump.
Yeah,
so
but I couldn't.
You can come out
say
and tell people you
anything
haven't
because
died.
I was contractually I couldn't say this is all bullshit or anything.
Yeah.
Reality in terms of reality television has a whole different definition. Now, when it comes to the interview parts, the first episode, I argued, it must have taken 9 hours to do that episode because I argued everything. This is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. By the end of it, I learned to choose my battles. And when something was incredibly stupid, I would just let it go. And I could do, like 2 episodes in 9 minutes.
Right.
Bam, I just go through that because I knew how to do the parlay that they like, Challenge accepted. Yeah, that whole thing. Yeah. Just see that little light come on. I can be dead tired and stuff. That light comes on. I'm bing. Okay, here we go. Yeah. And listen to a little Snake River Conspiracy and get into character and go
there you
for
go.
it.
I haven't heard somebody mention Snake River Conspiracy.
I love
in
Vulcan.
A while.
Yeah, no, that's something like that. That's the stuff I listen to on the way to court in the morning. So I'm really aggressive.
I swear, I can't believe. I don't know how you guys have never met.
I don't know.
Because you guys have the same...
Because I'm very shy and I don't talk to people usually.
You guys have the same circle of friends.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've been in the same place at the same time.
Probably.
She said you may have gone into her store once or twice.
That's possible.
Possible. But, I wish I didn't have a show to go to. I wish we had a whole hour. But very exciting news. You're working on more films than ever.
And you're doing a lot of stuff right now. It's been a good year, yeah.
You just did a thing and you didn't think you could talk about it, but
I was under a non-disclosure agreement on this one. We did it in February, but at Comic-Con they dropped the trailer to it, and that's the new Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Right.
And I can now I have some actual footage I'll hand you that behind the scenes of the suit. I did Iron Bob, which is Silent Bob as Iron Man, and he's the mall security guard.
Yes.
and he comes out and is kicking butt in the thing. That was crazy. And there's been a lot of crazy things recently.
I was going to say that's a lot of iron, but he's lost all the weight.
No, it was great. Plus, I did. Mark Hamill has this. You know how he had the big fist in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back?
Wasn't it a big cock?
No, he had a big fist.
No, you
Oh,
just
that's
think
right.
everything's
No, but he
a
had the cock lasers. He has a cock.
Mark
He may
is
have.
so Freudian.
No, no, no.
Everything's
Yeah.
a cock to
No.
Mark.
He had a cock like a lightsaber.
Yeah, his new glove though is an infinity glove. So I did that one for him, and
It was a gauntlet.
Yeah, and then just a bunch of other stuff. I just got back from Atlanta. Actually, we were doing a new R.L. Stein film, which the name of which I cannot remember, but we did a blob for it, and this is Robert Kurtzman and I. He has a shop in Atlanta, and I've known him since '85. He's excellent. He used to be the K of K in VFX, and he has his own shop now, and I love working with him. We also do the Kevin Smith stuff. But yeah, I just did this blob for him. It came out really cool because, once again, it was a creature that had no real design to start with. It was something we kind of created as we went and developed, and it came out really cool. Plus, had all these bladders and bulges and things breathing and stuff, which were whoopee cushions with tubes going in them. And
Was it for
very
the
nice and old school.
Goosebumps franchise?
This is before Goosebumps. He wrote some more adult things, and it's not from the Goosebumps.
Right, not Fear Street. It's
Yeah, I think is that
was
it?
it Fear Street? Yeah, he had another. Like Fear Street was like supposed to be like when you outgrew Goosebumps. He did Fear
Yeah,
Street even.
there's 3 films that
Scary.
have been done, I guess, based on those, and this is from one of those.
Okay.
I love
Creature
that
in a
this
Cave.
is such an educational show.
It
Yes.
really has been.
Mm-hmm.
But Cleve, I really want you to come back soon, and I'm going to hit you up with a little more notice.
Okay, well that's fine. Well, next time maybe my band's gonna be back in town and playing West Coast in.
I was going to say, because I've heard your band. You played at your Halloween
with
party.
Earn. Yeah,
Earn. He plays keyboards.
Yeah, this is ex-members of Electric Hellfire Club who now have the band Earn, and they'd been together for quite a while, and then they needed a keyboardist, and I'd gone to talk to them about doing a video for them, and ended up becoming their keyboardist because I just love the music and everything. And I have a video I'll give you if you can show a clip from it, but it's just like this one. We had all this planned for the video that day, and we was going to shoot it all outside and stuff. It dumped rain, totally dumped. So we shot it in my living room. So it looked a little different than we'd planned on, but it was fun to do. And then I hadn't played since got back in '86 with Exquisite Corpse. I had Screaming Mad George, Sean Brennan, and John Vulish with me. It was like an effects band almost, and we do live on stage disembowelments and everything else. But I remember opening for Specimen on Halloween night at Scream.
That's great.
Great days, wonderful days.
We got to talk about that. When Earn is back in town, we got to have you back.
Yeah,
Hannah Hannah's so bummed that she missed you, and like I say, you got all sorts of stories. We could talk. We could talk all night. How do people get a hold of you, Cleve? If you want,
usually if they grab me around the middle is the best place.
Yeah, like social media wise.
Go on my Facebook. That's the only one I've actually kind of figured out. I don't Twitter because at 144 characters, I'm just getting wound up.
So, yeah,
I look at
you've
that
seen,
as a challenge.
yeah.
I love Twitter.
Yeah, I can't do Twitter, and on Instagram, I think I have 3 or 4 photos. I do Facebook, just Cleve Hall, because they shut me down. I had.
Oh, you too?
With no explanation, could not even talk to a human being about it. I bitched and whined, and I threatened.
You know what? When you find that
Nothing.
you're just arguing with artificial intelligence, then you're like, never mind. I'll just create another. I'm
one.
on another 25-day suspension. I can't send any requests.
Oh, mine is I'm back up to maybe like 4,000 fans, but it's like mine blew up to 5,000 in a week when my show aired.
Yeah,
and then and I have fan pages, but I don't know how to do those.
And you make yourself up to look older anyway. You don't need that face app shit.
Yeah. Oh, that. What is that about?
That's a Russian app.
Russian counterintelligence.
I've heard about that, but for me, I can just see. I put in that face app thing, and come back, and it gives me a skull. Oh, thanks. No, I don't need to see this.
I don't want to see. I don't need a preview. I don't need a preview. No. I can count the rings as it is now. I don't need a preview.
Yeah, I just turned 60 last week, and
wow, you look great.
Oh, thank you.
Okay,
I
happy
tried
birthday.
It. But yeah, I think you. But it's just weird, There's a big 60 in your head, and you're like, and thinking,
but you're still full of energy.
Should be falling apart. Yeah. I've always felt young and felt like. I mean, my taste hasn't changed everything like I did in the '80s, which was the greatest decade on earth, by the way.
Right.
Yeah, but that's when I got into the goth thing. I've been since ’83 doing this, and now.
Well, you're like the goth Mr. Rogers. You don't age.
Yeah, and my family, our house is it's very inspirational to me. The whole goth community and the goth scene has been very inspirational to my work and my life, and I'm
because it's not a phase, it's a lifestyle.
It is, exactly.
For the three of us, absolutely.
And we want to give back, and that's why I started the Dark Angels LA, which is my charity thing of made up goth. And like we did, handed out 10,000 turkeys at Thanksgiving to the poor, and they were like 7 o'clock in the morning. And Charlie was there, and we were handing out these turkeys, and these people are coming up getting them from vampires at 7 o'clock in the morning. But they loved it, and this was in downtown LA and everything. But it was so cool, and we couldn't lift our arms the next day. Those turkeys were so heavy. But the thing is that a lot of celebrities.
So Charlie Janelle?
A lot, yeah.
Yeah, she can lift them.
Yeah,
she's you know Charlie.
I met Charlie.
She was on the show.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She's pretty buff. She can handle.
Oh yeah, she does. But she's because a lot of the celebrities that were there and the mayor and everything else. As soon as the cameras left, they left.
Yeah.
And it was just some of us left to hand the stuff out still, and there was still a lot of it, and we just kept going till like 10 o'clock at night handing until the last.
And what is the charity again? It's
that was Dark Angels LA.
Dark Angels LA.
Yeah.
Is it still going?
Yeah, I'm still. I don't have enough time to do everything myself, so I just need more lieutenants out there, kind of, because I'm very much the shiny object person. I see something over here, and I get on that, and I'm working on that, and I realize I didn't get back to this thing that I was doing before. So that's why I was like, don't ever interrupt me, because I will not finish what I started.
Right. Well, I hate to interrupt you now, but Rotten Kitty, you'll be playing the Midsummer's Night Variety Show.
I am.
With me.
That'll be July 27th.
July 27th.
It's a Saturday evening.
Please, if you're not doing anything, Cleve, come down.
Okay.
We'll both be performing. We got all sorts of great stuff.
Shall I apologize in advance?
Jacqueline Von Bjerg.
I do it too.
Jacqueline Von Bjerg from Otto's Daughter is performing. Mm-hmm. We've got Kix Rebellion. We have Dangerous Steve's going to be doing some stuff.
Sweet.
Michael Violet's going to be a fun show.
Nice. It'll be like the old Vampire Bazaar used to be. The Bizarre Vampire Bazaar used to be so wonderful. And
it'll be a fun subculture variety show.
And how do people get a hold of you and put your face on FaceApp and see what you look like?
I was going to say, don't do like you do with Cleve. Do not grab me.
Right.
That's...
right. I made that mistake.
Yeah, no. You can find me at Rotten Kitty on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I think I'm...
MySpace?
Probably still on MySpace. And then I'll be at the Midsummer thing on July 27th. I'll be performing at the 5-Star Bar on August 5th. That's a Monday.
Yeah.
And the Van Nuys Comedy Club on August 10th, a Saturday.
Oh, wow.
So you have no excuse not to come and see me. Come
Exactly.
see me. Please come see me. I'm so lonely. Come see me.
Kitty, Cleve, thank you for coming down. Everybody, have a wonderfully creepy week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.